Good afternoon, everybody. So happy to see you again and delighted to be able to offer this class. This is session 2 of my Springtime in Paso online painting class. We have 4 classes this time, and each class will build on the subject and materials and difficulty of the previous class. So we are going to be doing this Rooster for the first class, and I'd like to explain to you, those of you that weren't with me the last time, oils and acrylics are fine. I'm working in oils, so I will explain the brushes that you'll need. Will be 2 or 3 of these lovely sable brushes. They're almost like a watercolor brush. You can see about how big they are, and you'll need 2 or 3 of the bristle brushes. My setup here shows you I have just washed my brushes. I washed them in this Murphy's oil soap, which is great. I roll them up with a nice Viva paper towel when they're wet, and make sure that makes sure that the bristles dry really nice and straight. So I'm kind of a fanatic about clean brushes. You get much better results with them. You're also going to need if you're an oil painter, you need some Gamsol, which is an odorless turpentine. You're going to need some Liquin, which makes the paint dry faster and changes the viscosity a little bit. You are also going to need a surface to paint on, of course. It could be a cotton canvas that you've gotten at the local art store like Michael's. Or it could be linen. Today I have a linen board that I'm going to be working on. I like these. They're a really pretty surface, fun to work on. They behave differently than cotton, so that's a fun thing too. It's a little bit of an experiment. It won't hurt you if you have different surfaces: linen, cotton, plain board. And this one, for this week, if you have a square canvas, that would be great. This is a 12-inch square, so it's going to be really fun for this very simple, direct, colorful subject. Now, the underpainting for this week's class, I chose like a yellow ochre wash that I put on the canvas first. That helps kind of block out any whites that are wanting to peek through, and it gives me a little bit of a value to start with. I also wanted to demonstrate for you today about how to enlarge your subject matter. Rather than tracing a photograph, I would like to see each of you learn how to enlarge, and we call this kind of gridding it up, making the drawing simple to enlarge. So in this case, I'm going to use a little tiny bit of yellow ochre and some turpentine. Get it on a very small little brush that's kind of stiff, and I'm just going to show you what I've done here. I've divided it into 4 sections, and I very lightly did that here. So if I was going to just enlarge his face, for example, I go right smack to the middle of this surface. What is going on right in the middle is there. So his eye is right about there. So I want to start with his eye. That's the simplest way I can put it. Then I want to see, okay, where is his neck? Where is his neck in relationship to that particular square? It's right about there. I'm measuring. It's so much simpler when you're just looking at the photograph divided up. It's not nearly as scary as drawing, well, especially drawing a moving object, but it's just a lot simpler. So I like to work this way sometimes. So I'm going to go like this. I'm holding my brush. Whoops, it's kind of dark. I'll lighten that up a little bit. I'm going to hold my brush kind of like that, and I kind of lightly hold it and draw little straight lines connecting. Now I'm going to go down to here. That's where the comb and the head kind of intersect there. And now let's get another, let's see where is his beak ending. It's about a fourth of the way down and about right there. So his head kind of comes down here. And of course, it doesn't matter with a rooster if you're off a little bit, because it just, nobody is going to know. So that's kind of fun. Now I want to make sure that his beak, overall beak, is about the right shape. So I'm going to kind of go like that. And then connect up, let's see, the beak goes to a little bit before his eye. So kind of like this. I'm not brushing hard, just kind of lightly. And of course, I can wash this out. If I think I have messed up, I can wash it out and start over. Now I want to see where this wattle, I think this is called a wattle, it ends up about here, but it goes out in a nice curve and it kind of goes like this. I don't know why I have to say that, but I do. I'm not crazy about that big white thing. I don't know, but I know it's distinctive to him. But I'm going to kind of try and take it out right now, just so I can see where this wattle ends up. It's about like this. All right. So then this piece is up here. So then I will go mark all of the points and continue around the whole piece, kind of like I'm doing now, until you have the shapes. You're drawing in the shapes, the basic shapes that you see in the photograph. You are enlarging onto each of the four sections, and then you connect the dots. And that's pretty much how I enlarge my photo reference for all of these paintings. For the class this next week, you're going to need the following colors. And you're going to want to have them ready, laid out on your palette. You're going to need titanium white. You're going to need cad yellow light, yellow ochre, cad red light, alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, and then a couple of blues that I think will make the tail feathers really fabulously interesting, and I'll give them a little more variety. You're going to need phthalo blue and cobalt teal or a manganese blue, something that makes a nice, sharp, punchy aqua. And then the last color that I think will be a really nice color that knits everything together is one that we haven't used before. It's called Permanent Green Light. It's like a medium lime green. Very, very useful. Many of the great painters of the past use this as a knitting together color, especially my favorite painter, Joaquin Sorolla. So anyway, I can't wait to see you guys on Friday from 10 to 12. And we will look forward to seeing what you produce this time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.